We currently live in a world where nothing that you see is true in the slightest. There might be something factual about what is being told, but it's not true. And this goes for, of course, all politics, and everybody already thinks that. But then they'll go around and say, like, this politician said this thing, they're gonna do this. And then they'll also still say, like, oh, I don't trust them. Like, you do. You're over here talking that shit. Like, if they're gonna help you, they're not. They never have, and they never will. So Tucker Carlson's his latest interview that came up today on April 28th, he had some financial this lady, nice lady. And then she is just giving you some facts to like satiate your search for truth or whatever. But it's just a narrative to get you thinking a certain way so that you will act a certain way. Trump tariffs is just a narrative to get you thinking a certain way so you can act a certain way. What Trump tariffs are doing is they make you think and believe that there will be price hikes in the future. If you believe there will be price hikes in the future, you will spend more money. You will pay more in prices. And then you'll go, it's the tariffs, dude. Trump's doing whatever. So now if you believe that, everybody can artificially raise prices. And if they artificially raise prices, that raises money velocity, you spending more money. And that will get the neutral interest rate to rise. The neutral interest rate being the arbitrary interest rate that the Federal Reserve comes up with that can only be determined in hindsight, cannot be determined at the time, right? And that is the interest rate that is neither stimulative nor restricted to the economy. So if they raise that neutral interest rate and then they keep their Fed funds rate the same, you have stimulation. It is the way to get a stimulative effect into the economy without moving the actual interest rate. Interest rate has been stuck at 4.5% to 4.25% for a very long time. So if they get everybody to spend more money, that will raise the neutral interest rate and cause stimulation. That's just economics. Now, it's also everything else. Like, you know, it's so cringe to say, but it's true. Like, The Matrix was a documentary. It was not just a movie of entertainment. Everything that you see, hear, think, no, not everything you think. Everything you see and hear, it's all propaganda. And don't think that you are immune to propaganda. I used to think I was immune to propaganda, and then I learned. And then I thought, well, now I'm immune to propaganda. And then I learned. And then, right, I started getting into economics. This is the end of the conspiracy train. This is when you find out this is what it's all been about. And it's not about money. It's not about like some people want to get rich. It's just if you get a society that is obsessed with money, you control them using money. Everything is propaganda. That Tucker Carlson interview, that is propaganda. You know, she'll talk about the Fed and she'll talk about the BIS, which is apparently this other central bank in which the central bank borrows from. I don't think that's how that works, but that's fine. Like, you can believe that. I like where your head's at least. But, you know, she's going to say, like, for example, there was this one part, and she says, well, they are trying to create a central bank digital currency. And if they have a central bank digital currency, they can then control all the money, and they can control what you do, and they can control how you spend it. They can control the flow of money. And I'm listening to this, and you know, she comes up with the example. You know, first she says, like, if they come out with the central bank digital currency, then it's all over and they just control us. And then right after, she'll say, oh, well, look how they controlled the truckers in Canada during that thing that they were doing about vaccinations. They already did it. So what's the central bank digital currency going to actually do then? Like, if in her eyes it is that the central bank digital currency will allow for control of the people, but then she uses an example of how they use the financial system to control people, right? So during the trucker rallies in Canada, in wherever that was, they closed down the bank accounts of all these people. Like, they already did that. So they already have control now. But then she's still saying, well, if they do this, then they'll have control. But they already have control. So what are we talking about? Right? Like, if I want to paint my car red, well, what if my car is already red? So if I have a red car, and then I'm like, well, if I get red paint, then I can paint my car red. Like, no, but I already have a red car. So, like, if they want to create a central bank digital currency, but we already effectively have that. And I understand that for example, like, Bitcoin isn't exactly money, kind of. Like, it's not, there is a difference between a central bank digital currency and what we have now with the fiat currency, a central bank currency. But how you use it would still effectively be the same, because it's all just digital anyway. Like, when there's no printing dollars, it just gets added into the system. Like, it's not just frivolous spending that made it so that a bulk of the currency that's ever been in circulation was just created in the last 5 years. It's not just the frivolous spending, it's the fact that it's already digital that allows them to do that. It's all just been propaganda. It's never not been propaganda. You know, we go to the war in the Middle East. The United States have been in the Middle East since the 90s. I think part of the 80s. And then 9/11 happens. And these hijackers that were in that plane are from Saudi Arabia or wherever they were. And then on September 12th, on September 13th, then we go to a country, like, the United States invades a country that none of those hijackers were even from. Right? We go to Iraq, but they're from Pakistan. So they didn't tell you the truth then. And then now, you know, it's kind of popular to be like, it was an inside job. But nobody caught it back then. Very few people did. I was like 10, so it's not like I know. I was younger. I was like 8. I was 8. So I wasn't gonna know. But everything is just propaganda. Like, you can't play video games without propaganda. You can't go to the store without propaganda. Like, I'm in a racially mixed marriage. But, like, every commercial has to have a white and black guy. White and black person. Like, a mixed relationship. Every single one. I'm not exactly against it. I think there are benefits to marrying in your own race. There are more benefits than not. You know, there's always going to be a complication of culture. But they're trying so hard to mix it up. You got to start wondering, like, why, how, who benefits. All the commercials, propaganda. All the news, propaganda. All the podcasts you listen to from the based right-wing host, propaganda. None of it's real. What's real is, you know, the relationships you have, how you live your life, your own morality. There's a lot in life to count as a blessing. But it's very important to realize that you are constantly being propagandized to make you think a certain way. The Federal Reserve themselves are using a plan in which they just spew propaganda to get you to spend money so that the actual economic system can be benefited. And they do so by spreading rumors and by ostensibly just lying. Right? Trump tariffs. They get you to spend money. You believe that there will be price hikes in the future. Therefore, you will accept a higher price in the future. Do you see where I'm going? If they tell you, it doesn't matter whether the Trump tariffs are real or not. Just this alone should at least get you thinking and understanding that it is just propaganda. The fact that they tell you that price hikes will be coming in the future, that will then get you to believe that there are price hikes in the future. Therefore, when the price of your tampons go up all of a sudden, you will just say, must be the tariffs, and then pay more for those tampons. It's all propaganda. Stay woke, stay black. I don't know. You'll figure it out.